Greetings to all viewers. This is Professor Ankit Singh. We'll now move to the next topic, that is widening of pavements on horizontal curves, or it is also known as extra widening on horizontal curves. Extra widening refers to the additional width of carriageway that is required on a curved section of a road over and above that required on a straight alignment. Okay, so what is this extra widening? It is some extra width that is provided on the carriageway or the road on a curved section, and this is a horizontal curve. Okay, on a horizontal curve section a little extra width is provided to the road. This is known as extra widening. Okay, now we'll try to understand why do we provide this extra width. This widening is done due to two reasons. The first and the most important is the additional width required for a vehicle taking a horizontal curve, and the second is due to the tendency of the drivers to ply away from the edge of the carriageway as they drive on the curve. The first is referred as mechanical widening and the second is called as psychological widening. Okay, so basically there are two conditions why we need to provide this extra widening. The first condition is that there is a chance of the vehicle that we are traveling with to move outwards, okay, on a horizontal curve, so we need to provide extra width. And the second condition is that the drivers tend to drive at the edge of the carriageway. Now why do they do this? So as to have extra side distance. Okay, the drivers try to travel at the edge of the carriageway, hence again a little extra width is to be provided, that is also added to the extra widening part. Okay, so extra widening we are splitting it up into two types of widening: mechanical widening, that is due to vehicular condition, and psychological widening, that is due to the human characteristics or the driver characteristics, since the driver tries to travel at the edge of the road. Okay, so what would be the total extra widening? It will be the sum of mechanical widening and psychological widening. Now let us consider mechanical widening first. Okay, first let us have a look at this picture over here. Okay, now this here is a curve. Now when the vehicle is traveling upwards here, okay, the vehicle is traveling upwards, so a extra width of W here is provided. Okay, this is WM or mechanical widening. Okay, so this extra width is either provided at the outer side of the road or it may be provided on the inner side and the outer side. This depends on the topography of the area. Okay, so now let us look at the more conditions that cause mechanical widening. The reasons for mechanical widening are: when a vehicle negotiates a horizontal curve, the rear wheels follow a path of shorter radius than the front wheels as shown in the figure. Okay, so here you can see, so this here is the front axle. Okay, and the blue lines indicate the path traced by the outer wheel, and the green is the path traced by the inner rear wheel. Okay, outer rear wheel. Okay, so you can see a difference in the path here. Okay, so this would be the extra width that we need to provide. This is one condition. Okay, now this phenomena is called off tracking and has the effect of increasing the effective width of a road space required by the vehicle. Okay, so this phenomena of the rear wheel not following the path of the front wheel is known as off tracking. Why does this occur? This occurs because the turning operation is carried out only using the front axle in most of the vehicles. Okay, except for a few vehicles which have which are newly developed and have steering systems for both the axles, in that case the paths would be same. But most of the vehicles have the turning systems only on the front axle, hence this off tracking will occur in most of the cases. So this is one condition. Therefore, to provide the same clearance between vehicles traveling in opposite direction on curved roads as is provided on straight sections, there must be extra width of carriageway available. Okay, to provide for safe operation and from safety, and to provide safety from the opposite traveling vehicle. Okay, if there is another vehicle traveling in the opposite direction, there also we need to provide some safety, hence we try to provide some extra width. This is an important factor when high proportion of vehicles are using the road. Okay, when the traffic is high, this factor affects the width more. Trailer trucks also need extra carriageway depending on the type of joint. Okay, now what is trailer? A trailer is a extra attached bogie which is attached to the vehicle. Okay, if the vehicle has a trailer behind it, okay, then the trailer would be tracing a different path as compared to the vehicle. Okay, so again it would require extra widening. In addition, speeds higher than the design speed causes transverse skidding, which require additional width for safety purpose. Okay, now if the vehicle is traveling at a speed greater than the design speed, then there could be chances of outward skid, that is lateral skid. Okay, due to that skidding, the vehicle will tend to travel outwards. Okay, hence we need to provide a little extra width for safety purpose. Okay, so these are the few conditions that we use, that we counteract by providing some extra width to the road. Okay, now let us try to see the, or let us try to derive a formula for the extra widening, that is mechanical widening. Okay, let R1 be the radius of path traversed by the outer rear wheel. Okay, so this is the outer rear wheel at A. Okay, at A, so let this be R1. This O is the center of this circle. Okay, this circle. Let R2 be the radius of path traversed by the outer front wheel at B. Okay, so let this be R2. WM is the off tracking or mechanical widening. WM here, okay, is the difference between the path traced by the front outer wheel and the rear outer wheel. WM. L is the length of wheelbase. Okay, L here is the distance between the front axle and the rear axle, which is known as wheelbase. Okay, so now in this figure, okay, what we need to do is we need to find out a relation for WM. So we can write WM is equal to OC minus OA. WM is equal to OC minus OA. Now we know that OC is equal to OB. Okay, so this is OC and this is OB. Okay, so OC and OB are the same, hence we can replace OC with OB, hence WM equal to OB minus OA. Now substituting values of OB and OA, we know OB is R2 and OA is R1, so WM would be equal to R2 minus R1. Okay, now consider triangle OAB, O, A and B. Okay, now this is a right angle triangle which is right angled at A. So by Pythagoras theorem we know that R2 square would be equal to R1 square plus AB square. Okay, now what is AB? AB is nothing but L. Okay, so R2 square is equal to R1 square plus L square. Then what is R1 square? It is nothing but R2 square minus of L square. that is written here. Okay. Now, but we know that R1 is equal to R2 minus Wm. Okay, this is R1 and the total is R2. So what is R1? It is R2 minus Wm. Okay, substituting this in this equation. So R2 minus Wm whole square equal to R2 square minus L square. Okay, then you expand this, a square minus 2ab plus b square. When you cancel the terms and take L square to the LHS and taking Wm common, you will get this equation. L square is equal to Wm into 2R2 minus Wm. Okay. Now what we do is, with respect to 2R2, okay, what is R2? R2 is the total radius of this curve. Okay, the radius of the outer curve is R2, and when you double it, okay, it would be a huge length. Okay, compared to that huge length, Wm would be a very negligible length. Okay, so 2R2 minus Wm would be almost equal to 2R2. Okay, since the value of Wm is very less as compared to 2R2, okay, in order to simplify, what we do is we substitute 2R2 minus Wm is equal to 2R2, okay, or 2R, taking R as an average of R1 and R2. Okay, so substitute 2R2 minus Wm with 2R. Okay, then taking this term on the LHS, we will get Wm is equal to L square divided by 2R. Okay, now this is the equation for mechanical widening. Okay, when the road has only one lane. Okay, since we considered only one lane road. Okay, so when as the number of lanes increase, we would just provide a multiplier there. So if the road is having n number of lanes, then Wm would be equal to n into L square divided by 2R. Okay, so this n is nothing but number of lanes. If the number of lanes is 1, then we substitute n equal to 1. When the number of lanes are 2, then we substitute n is equal to 2. Okay, so this is the equation for mechanical widening. Now the next term is psychological widening. There is a tendency for the drivers to drive close to the edges of the pavement on the curves. Some extra space is to be provided for more clearance for the crossing and overtaking operations on curves. IRC has proposed an empirical relation for the psychological widening at the horizontal curves. So, unlike the mechanical widening where we derived this formula, for the psychological widening, which is due to driver characteristics and human tendencies, IRC has given an empirical relation which is WPS is equal to V divided by 9.5 root R. Now this relation is used when V is in kmph and V equal to WPS equal to small v divided by 2.64 into root R. Here this relation is used when this V is given in meter per second. Okay. Now we have obtained formulas for mechanical widening and psychological widening. Hence the total widening would be the summation of mechanical widening plus psychological widening. So that is WE is equal to WM plus WPS. So that would be equal to W equal to NL square by 2R plus V by 9.5 root R. Okay. the value that we obtain would be in meters. So in my next lecture, we'll start with horizontal transition curves. Thank you.